That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Oh, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
Fairly alarmed here.
Welcome to MOTN Reviews, ladies and gentlemen. This is a new segment in the Masters of the Nerdiverse. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G. And you can always find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, Alexa, and the moon, ladies and gentlemen. We're up there with the Inhumans and Black Bolt. You don't know who Black Bolt is? You will find out soon enough. Just don't watch the ABC show. It's really bad. It's so bad. I would like to take a second to tell you what this exactly is. So I've always wanted to do more content on the show, and I thought of the idea of doing a movie review podcast, but a little different. I would like to review movies with friends and family of their favorite movies. You know what I mean? So if my aunt wanted to review fried green tomatoes, then we're doing a review of it, and it's going to be active. I'm going to put dinosaur effects in it. I'm going to make it exciting. So this time, I'm reviewing today's movie is going to be actually Captain America Civil War, one of the better movies of last year. And I would love to introduce to the podcast, long friend, family. I consider him a brother.
Yes, sir.
Technically a cousin. I think we may have like the same genome somewhere in there.
We're exactly the same, actually.
It's weird. He's just more handsome and stronger and more powerful and virile, and he doesn't afraid of nothing.
Funny guy.
My cousin, my friend, John.
How's it going, everybody?
He's just too powerful. So it's me. If I took the super soldier serum, I would become Jonathan, pretty much. Is what happens.
Not even close. Don't listen to that.
Oh, man. So I'm like Tony Stark. I'm like good with the tech, but he could literally jump over a car. I've seen him do it. It was amazing. So, John, this was your choice, because this is always going to be guest choice. So what made you want to choose Civil War?
I knew I wanted an action movie, and with Marvel, that's what you get. And I had to really think about all the Marvel movies, and this one, hands down, is my favorite one. There's no question about it.
No question, huh?
No question.
Man.
I feel like it takes that whole comic book vibe and just puts it on the big screen, because you could read comics about like all these random different fighters fighting each other, but you don't really see it in the movies because you have to make it like plausible for action. But this is just almost like the Royal Rumble of superheroes. You have almost every Marvel superhero, and it's awesome. I just love it.
So you must be really geeked up for like Infinity War, huh?
What I don't know is how they're gonna. Wait, is this a spoiler alert? Can we?
Spoilers.
So, is the spoiler?
No one's seen the movie. So
no, for this one, for the Captain America Civil War.
Oh no, we're going to spoil the hell out of this movie. Okay. So just to let you know, if you've never seen Captain America yet, get Netflix, just get off from under a rock and go see Civil War. So spoilers.
I'm really excited and just intrigued on how they're going to actually make Captain America and Iron Man kind of come back together again.
I don't
think it's possible.
And I think like to put on like a tinfoil hat, I think that it's going to take a death. Someone's going to have to get bodied by Thanos real hard.
For Captain America.
And Iron Man to be like, this is stupid. We got to get this together.
They hate each other right now.
Right, because by the end of this movie, man, they are not talking
They're
at
not
all.
well.
Things aren't well. We can't be friends, but I'm still in love with you.
When is that coming out, actually? Do you know?
Next year. I want to say August. So
Dude, it's gonna be awesome. It's got to be like a 2 or 3 part. It can't be just one movie.
It's a 2-part movie. It's a 2-part, 2 hours each, probably 2.5 hours each. And for what I'm hearing about this movie, it's super dumb. Remember that beginning of Mortal Kombat Annihilation?
Yeah.
Where Johnny Cage got bodied like in 2 seconds?
Like died and it's going to be something like that?
I think it's going to be something like that.
It's like an important character's going to die
I think literally Thanos is going to like reach into the chest of like, into the head of like Vision and rip out the Soul Stone. And Vision's just going to get ragdolled. And that's how you introduce your villain. That would be epic, dude.
Probably.
Sick, man. So we're going to say this. We're going to broach the question now, but we're going to answer at the end. Team Cap or Team Stark, right?
Oh, that is the question. It is.
That is the super question. So let's talk about this damned movie. So coming up to this movie, there was a lot of hype. There's a lot of trailers.
Yes.
Spidey introduced to the Marvel Universe for the first time.
They did a really good job with him, by the way.
And also check out Homecoming if you haven't seen it yet. The kid they got playing Spider-Man, I honestly think embodies the best of the character.
I totally agree. I think they capture that teenage kind of Spider-Man from the comic books, and he's kind of poor.
Yeah,
he's a geek,
right?
And they capture it all, and I love what they do.
Like I love how his suit is made of scraps. You know, it's like a sweater.
Yeah,
and like he made it like in junkyard parts. But we'll go into Peter during his introduction. So the movie opens. It's 1991. NWA is making albums. Everything's good. And it opens with the brainwashed Winter Soldier. How do you feel about that character? The Winter Soldier.
I think I don't understand that how they the whole brainwash part. I never really understood that part.
I think how that worked was at the end of First Avenger, Bucky fell off the side, and what was his name? The main villain, the nerdy villain that turned into a robot in Winter Soldier. Dang, my comic book card is going to get pulled on this. I can't remember his name, but they capture him and they pretty much make him a Winter Soldier, and then they do like this brainwashing technique where if they say certain words in a row,
it'll piss him off or something.
It will like trigger him to be subservient.
Okay.
So it's like he's all crazy, and they say like Will Carr, Back to the Future, 99, pancakes, 44. And he just triggers,
flips the switch,
and he's like, whatever you need me to do, I'll do it. So opens to that in an inconspicuous assassination, as it were, because they're driving down this highway and they take out this, looks like an old Pontiac Seville or something weird like that. Okay. So movie opens to that, and we're kind of like, okay, where exactly are they going with this? And then it goes into the Lagos scene where it's Captain America and the Avengers versus Crossbones, as it were. Mm-hmm. And that kind of kicks off the whole movie. How do you feel about Crossbones? I mean, he's a pretty cool villain, I think. He's all right.
Yeah, but he's no match for the Avengers, though. I mean, I guess if you had to bring him in...
I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, right, why not?
Yeah, there's...
If you have all the Avengers and they're ready, like he doesn't
he doesn't stand a chance,
not
right?
Really.
So, like, how do you take this villain and expand it? Like, that's like having, like, Mr. Freeze, like, accidentally walk into the wrong room in the Justice League or just
like,
there.
The whole Justice League.
The whole Justice League.
Destroy Mr. Freeze.
Like, drinking coffee, like, what? And then it's over.
Like, can we help you?
Like, how can we help you? That's pretty much what happened to Crossbones. He thought he was just going to get a one-on-one with Cap with, like, Scarlet Witch there.
Yeah,
like,
probably
what you
not.
expect to happen?
Probably not.
Right? So, we get to see all the Avengers in action. Everyone looks cool.
It goes right into action, man.
I love it.
Awesome.
There's a scene where there's, like, some random thug that's, like, up behind a car, and it shows up, like, the sun. And the sun becomes the Captain America shield. Yeah. And it's just Captain America falling off the sky and, like, rocking this dude in midair. I'm like, this is my boy. This is too real. And they do a lot of, like, combos. Like, they use different people's powers.
It kind of makes it look like they've been working together for a long time.
Yeah, like they've been training.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like, run the, Falcon / Black Widow mix-up.
I'm really mad Thor wasn't in it, though.
Well, I guess Ragnarok. I guess he was off doing Ragnarok.
I guess. That would have been awesome.
Thor would have been... Any side Thor was on would have been the winning side.
Probably.
So that's not fair.
Absolutely.
So Thor is kind of like the equalizer. It's like having Hulk on your team.
What if Thor was on one team and the Hulk was on the other? Though?
Then the Earth would just explode. I mean, like, you can't have those two in the same room angry at each other. That's why I can't wait to see Ragnarok, because how do you do that? Right?
I'm not really hyped about that movie, though.
That movie looks dope, dude.
He loses his hammer. He cuts his hair.
Man,
he's going to be powerless?
I don't know. He's going to still be he's still an Asgardian, so he still has some level strength and stuff. But it's the stripping of the hero. It's playing Metroid, and you lose all your powers. You got to start all over.
But I felt like they did that already with the first Thor. They already stripped him of his powers, so we've seen that.
He's kind of like a middle ground, though. Like in Thor 1, he was like just a human. He was superhuman. But in this, he still seems to have some kind of swag going.
He is fighting the Hulk in the ring. So
did you see that trailer where he's in God mode and his eyes are all glowing? He has electricity around him and stuff.
No, I didn't see that.
No, there's a quick clip. I guess he gets a power up and he doesn't eat the hammer anymore. He's just like fully charged.
Really?
Yeah, and he does like a psycho crusher through like a bunch of dudes.
Oh, no.
It's dope.
When is that coming out?
Next month. November 3rd, something like that.
Nice.
3rd. Yeah, but But yeah, that whole Lago scene is dope. It leads to Scarlet Witch like blowing up like a whole floor of people, accidentally, and that kind of is the birth of the Accords, the Sokovia Accords.
Yeah,
and that's kind of like. But let me jump. I'm jumping ahead here. There's a scene I did want to talk about where it's that weird Tony Stark flashback where it's him but young, and he's talking to his parents or whatever.
Oh, but near that Cadillac or something like that? Is there a car?
Oh no, they're in like their living room, and he's talking to his dad, and it's Tony Stark at MIT giving them an infinite.
Oh,
brain.
yeah.
And it's like they can do that to anyone.
That's awesome how that had to be CGI.
That's
right?
super CG. There's no way.
But it looks so clean.
That's what I'm saying. Like they could bring anyone back from the dead now. That's weird.
Why even have real actors? Just use their CGI.
Just use their CGI. Just have like people do their bodies.
CGI's taking over all the acting jobs.
You know what? There's a crazy thing I found out about the movie The Mummy, and that Tom Cruise has digital makeup. So in that whole movie, they de-age him by like 5 or 10 years.
Digital makeup.
The digital makeup.
I never heard of that.
It's weird. So it's like he does a scene, and they go back in post production, and they clean up all his wrinkles and his crow's eggs
on every frame.
Every frame.
Wow.
And they tighten up his muscles a little bit. It's super weird, dude.
Talk about Photoshop, man. Jeez.
So it's like Tom Cruise can't be around anyone within 5 feet for the rest of his life. Otherwise, people are like, wait.
Who are you again?
Who are you again? I'm Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Help me, Tom Cruise.
I have dentures. I believe in Scientology. So, after Tony Stark's I Will Give You Infinite Money, MIT, we have the Alfre Woodard guilt trip heard around the world, where she just shows up out of nowhere. It is like, my son was killed and it's all your fault. Even though he wasn't there.
Yeah.
It's like, why would Tony even... I get it, but why would he let that shit come so much that he would affect the stability of the Avengers? Or, especially when it absolutely wasn't his fault.
Maybe guilt. He has some kind of guilt issue.
He had retired at that point, right? From the events of Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I just thought that was weird. And just pro tip, Alfre Woodard already is a character in the MCU in Luke Cage. Did you end up watching that?
Luke Cage? Yeah, I saw it.
What you think? It's a side note.
Luke Cage, I liked it.
I liked it about
I thought it was a
halfway.
little corny. He was a cornball.
He was a super cornball, right?
But I just figure, okay, it's TV. It's a television show, so they kind of have to dumb it down a little bit. Yeah. I don't care what anybody says. I'm Iron Fist 100%, dude.
Oh no!
Iron Fist is so legit.
This is the weakest.
Dude, he's so legit, dude. I don't care. Nobody likes this guy. Oh no! Iron Fist is freaking awesome, dude.
But he's the protector of Kunlun.
Dude, he's dope.
He's the immortal Iron Fist.
He's rich and he kicks ass, dog.
He's the defeater of the Hand, even though he accomplished none of what he wanted to do.
My only critique is he's a little of a weenie. He's always like, I am Danny Rand. I'm Danny Rand. Like, why you shake it out? You're the Iron Fist. Who cares?
You're the legit Iron Fist.
Who cares if they don't know who you are, bro? But that's my only critique.
Let them find out, right?
Other than that, I hope his next season, I hope he wears the outfit.
I want him to wear the mask and all that.
Dude, that's what I want.
I want both fists to be Iron Fists. Man, that show is weird. They're like, yeah, we're going to go get lunch. How about you, Danny? Please address me as the immortal Iron Fist. Protector of Kunlun, please.
That's that confidence.
That's that confidence.
That's that bravado.
Hey, did you want to get like some mushu pork? No, I am the defender of Kunlun. I am the defeater of the Hand. How dare you offer me mushu pork?
And that was a side note. That was way off base.
He threw me off. That's funny. And, it's like, oh, I'm sorry. I've kind of overdid myself there. That's funny. All right. Next things up for this movie is the discussion of hero accountability, which is a pretty real world idea of superheroes in general. Like, how accountable are heroes after their super battle to the overall, aftermath of the battle?
I like how they brought that into the movie, because speaking in reality, you see all these Marvel movies, all this destruction. Right. Somebody's got to put these buildings back together. Right. Some people probably died, and you would think, regardless, some people probably hate the superheroes. So I like how they brought that into it, because you're like, right? You did blow up my building. My kid was in there.
My kid was in that building. My granddad.
And I like how they brought that into it with the Accords and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's like, in the superhero world, would you have Avengers insurance? Would you have like
probably not
Thor insurance?
And you think the Avengers are going around fixing your house up or
Yeah.
fixing your building up? No.
Like to think about it, like 9/11. How long did that take to clean up? Like years,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
To get it like everything like a new normal. So imagine like the actual events of the Avengers happened, and now New York is literally destroyed for how long, right?
Who's going to clean that up?
Who's going to clean that up? Are the Avengers going to actually do like a fund to help put money towards it? Is Stark going to come out of pocket?
Stark is probably the only one that has the finances. for it.
Who else on the Avengers has money?
Nobody,
right? Like Cap is pretty much living off the government. Thor has infinite wealth. He just leaves. He just goes off to Asgard like deuces.
Comes and goes. Imagine the Hulk, all the damage he does.
Yeah, the Hulk is ultra broke. He eats off the land. I don't know. He just like does photosynthesis. You know, Black Widow's not going to do anything. So it's like, who is accountable for after the coolness happens and there's families dead and there's buildings destroyed, property damage. So I think that's a cool idea. And like
that's where the divide really comes into play.
Yeah, and that's these Sokovia Accords. It's pretty much to make the Avengers government mandated to where it will be decided against the UN if it's worth deploying the Avengers to certain economical or global threats.
Yeah, I got you.
So it's like, you know, the Avengers can't go save a kitten out the tree, but once everyone agrees, they can fight, let's say, Whirlwind in Texas. And obviously, there's a divide between Cap and Tony on where they fall on that.
There is.
You know what I mean? So I think that's a cool thing to broach. And after something like Man of Steel, you know what I'm saying, or Batman versus Superman, where the damage is just, and no one cares. It's not even talked about. So I think that's kind of Marvel jabbing a little at
very clever of them.
Man, they stay clever, dude. Let's see, and then we have I'm skipping past Thunderbolt Ross because he's just there to be an asshole, which is fine. That's his function, as it were. Then we have the introduction of Baron Zemo, the villain of the movie, kind of.
That little kid that tries to bring up the Russian dude, right?
Yeah, the guy who's actually trying to break up the Avengers,
turn them against each other.
Yeah, and what's your thoughts on him?
I think I get it. You need somebody to do that because how else are you going to get the Avengers to really hate each other?
Right.
So you need somebody to turn them on each other. But I think the movie could have done without him. He didn't really have that great of a role.
What's funny is that in the comics, Baron Zemo is this formidable villain that can actually go toe to toe with Captain America. Has a similar super soldier vibe to him. Mm-hmm. He fences. He's the leader of the Masters of Evil. He's this huge bad guy, but in this, he's this soft-spoken, kind of like behind the scenes guy.
He didn't really do too much.
Nah, he didn't do anything. He pretty much just set wheels in motion. I even have a note saying that his plan was actually kind of serendipitous. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of things have to go right for that plan to work, right?
Yeah, all the chips have to fall in place.
Like, he had to, anticipate that Scarlet Witch was just going to blow up, you know what I'm saying? Blow up Lagos.
I think the ultimate one, he had to already anticipate that Captain America didn't tell Iron Man.
How would he know that information?
I don't know.
Because
what if Captain America and Iron Man what if Captain America's like, Iron Man, I know who killed you.
Just talk, right? What if it happened in between the time? So, look, man, I've been holding this back from you. I kind of have this. I saw this tape of your parents being killed. I think it was the Winter Soldier. We need to squash this now.
Yeah.
Before.
Exactly. If that conversation took place, his role would have been obsolete. The whole movie wouldn't have happened or anything.
I'm gonna tell you, when you're a kid, it's nothing worse than your parents finding out you messed up.
Oh yeah.
Than it is just flat out telling them.
You know what?
And that's something you learn. Because we've all been there. It's like, I broke this glass vase. Mom is coming home. I'm just gonna hide it and act like hopefully she doesn't notice.
Hey, where's my vase?
Where's my vase?
Where's it at?
Where's it at? And you're just like,
darn it. All right.
It was what vase? And then she finds your evidence, and then you're just you're busted, and it's over. And now she's 10 times mad at you because you lied until you tried to cover it up, which is pretty much what happens here.
Yeah.
If they just talked, this wouldn't be a movie. For
sure, Captain America was wrong. I think he was wrong for that. I mean, I get it. You don't want to hurt his feelings, but you got to let the man know.
You got to let the man know, especially if it's about his family.
And you guys are supposed to be friends and coworkers.
Yeah, and how do you keep that from someone it's nothing?
That's tough, bro.
That's pretty rough. So that would go back to our end discussion, Team Cap or Team Tony. You know what I mean? So that's pretty crazy. And then just really quick, they killed off Peggy Carter. They had the funeral. And it was the pseudo introduction of Sharon Carter, which is her like granddaughter or something like that. I just wanted to bring that up because Peggy Carter was a big thing in Marvel for a split second. She had her own TV show. So I thought it was kind of cool to kind of give a song to that character.
Yeah, that was nice.
It's pretty cool, right? So after that, we get the introduction of the Black Panther.
Awesome.
T'Challa, King of Wakanda, Protector of Kunlun.
What is his name? Chadwick
Boseman.
He did a great job.
Oh my goodness. He's literally the coolest dude. It's a tie between him and Peter, who stole the movie.
There's no question from my eyes. It was Black Panther because he
had more to do.
He had more
right?
exposure.
He had more to do, right?
And I just think they pulled it off very well. His costume, his
accent, his swag,
even his role in the movie. How
he fits. He has a purpose in this film,
and it's connected to, I guess. What did the Avengers destroy one of his? The Winter Soldier killed his
dad.
Yeah,
and so now he has a story arc. He had a complete story arc from where he was. The Prince of Wakanda, his father died. He was on a vengeance trail. He saw that, people were being consumed by rage and revenge, and he decided to be above it.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't get I think it's one of the best intros to a character in comic books, period.
Did you see the preview for the Black Panther?
Yo, dude, awesome. It looks so hype. It looks awesome. Black people gonna come to that. We're gonna be so squatted up, dude. Yeah. I can't wait for Black Panther. That's gonna be the movie of the year.
No question.
No question.
I hope. I don't know the storyline or anything. I haven't even. But I gotta see that movie.
Man, and this movie just cemented him you don't know who Black Panther is. He's
a lot of people don't know.
Yeah,
but now you gotta.
Now you know. If you don't know, now you know.
You're gonna find out who he is.
He's pretty much Black Batman with more money, more skills. He uses magic, whatever he needs to do, and he kind of you see T'Challa. And he's talking to Black Widow, and she apologizes for Lagos or whatever. He's just like, things happen, but you got, this is a good thing, And then, of course, the death of a king.
Yeah.
Bucky is framed for the explosion at the UN and kills, what is it? It's not T'Challa. His dad's name's T'Challa or something like that. And that sets him on the warpath to find Bucky.
Just rage, man.
He's just raged out. He's going Super Saiyan. He's going Super Panther. At that case, and it's then I actually make a note. Baron's plan is so weird. He would have to precognitively know a lot of things for this thing to work out exactly how he wanted it to.
He would have to, right? I mean, a lot of planning.
How did he account for the Black Panthers? Because the world doesn't really know what's going on in Wakanda besides what they tell them. They don't know it's a super technological.
I never thought about it.
How did he account for Black Panther being an actual hero? Or just, the prince, whatever.
Yeah, or even being there, What if he's even there?
What if he didn't show up? What if he didn't go with his dad, right? Shit. So it's kind of his plan is just so weird. So Cap goes to find Bucky, which he just finds him now.
Yeah.
He's been searching for Bucky since First Avenger, but now he just finds him. And in my opinion, he makes a bonehead decision. Because they're about to raid Bucky, and Cap kind of intervenes. And they're going to kill Bucky. They're going to shoot him on sight.
Yeah.
But Cap could have deflated that situation.
I get it. Cap thought he was innocent. Bucky was to an extent because he was brainwashed.
Right.
But at the same time, you protect him. You go against.
The minute you protect him and you attack a police officer,
that's not good.
You're an accomplice now.
Yeah. Right.
In a split second, you're an accomplice. Right.
That's where I think Cap he falls off. He tries to be above the law.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Cap and I'm not going to go into what side I fall, but Cap does feel like the Avengers are above the law.
Yeah. In
a way that they can't be withheld by the sway of a government.
Yeah.
And that's where the problem is. And then we go into the sick chase scene between Cap, Bucky, and the Black Panther.
Oh, they're on foot, right?
Yeah, they're on foot.
Dude.
And you see Black Panther for the first time in full costume. And the lights reflecting off him like an anime.
I had to make sure I didn't blink when I was watching the scene. I was just kept my eyes open the whole time.
What is happening, right?
Jeez Louise.
And
action overload.
And the coolest thing, and the coolest little comic book nod, is that Black Panther makes no noise. He's completely quiet.
The whole time, right?
The whole time.
Yeah.
He makes no noise. You don't hear him hit anything when he jumps off stuff. You don't hear the actual real world, thunk of his body hitting a mask just because of the vibranium in his suit makes him extremely quiet.
That's awesome.
Even when they jump from that giant building onto the actual street where Black Panther's outrunning cars.
Yeah.
When he falls, you hear Cap go thunk and he runs off. Black Panther just silently drops and he just starts bailing. And he's outrunning Cap at top speed. It's the nuttiest thing ever. And then, they're jumping between cars and Bucky clotheslines a dude with his metal arm and swings the bike.
One of the greatest scenes.
And just lands on it seamlessly and breaks out.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's the coolest scene ever. I love it. Man, it's like a comic book. Like you said.
It was like a comic book on screen.
It was a comic book on screen.
They pulled it off. They just pulled it off. It was awesome.
It was so awesome. And then War Machine intervenes, which is fine.
Yeah,
War Machine, bro. Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
Just thinking about that, I forgot about it.
War Machine, bro.
Sad story.
That's a whole other thing. We'll get there. So they have the stupid office scene where they're once again trying to talk each other out of it.
Discuss the Accords, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Tony is like, man, here's a peace offering. Just say you'll do it. We'll work around it, right? Like we were talking about earlier. Just say you'll do it,
right? And
we'll work around it. Cap's like, nah, man. I'm Captain America. I stand for something. I'm not going to BS anyone. This is just how it's going to go. And Tony's like, you got to work with this, man. Just come on, dude.
You got to, man.
Cap's like, nah. This is just how I feel about it. So during the exact same time, somehow Baron Zemo walks into the UN or wherever they are. Mm-hmm. And gets full access to Bucky. And
he brainwashes.
He does the brainwash again. He does Del Taco 9, Homecoming, Dishwasher. And Bucky just gets loose. And then you have the escape scene. Yeah. With Bucky, T'Challa out of costume. And, and everyone else. And I wanted to note that T'Challa was hanging with Bucky outside of his costume. So he didn't have the aid of the Black Panther suit to fight. He was fighting him head up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just as a man.
For that first scene.
That first scene. Yeah. And you're like, T'Challa's too real, man.
Put the suit on, man.
T'Challa didn't lose that. He just was like, oh, okay.
Just let me get my suit and then we'll come back to it.
No, he didn't need it. He stood on him without the suit. As a man. He was jumping off 3 stories and landing on his feet, still quiet. That's what you get. You got to have the Jordans with the vibranium soles. So when you fall, it's super quiet.
I forgot what. So when they broke Bucky out and brainwashed him, what were they trying to do at that moment? Get him to kill somebody?
No. Zemo wanted to make Bucky look more guilty.
So they broke him out.
So he broke him out just to aggro the whole building.
Oh, okay, got it.
And he knew that Bucky would escape because he's Bucky. He's the Winter Soldier. Yeah. He can pretty much he's Cap level espionage, right? Mm. So. I thought it was cool. I found out later that in that scene, the scene where Captain America's holding the chopper with his bare hands, he's all buff and shit. He actually tore his arm muscle. He tore the muscle off the bone doing that scene.
In real life?
In real life.
Who?
Chris Evans.
Really?
Yeah, he was super jacked up because he was like for real trying to do it, and like his right arm. What is this? The
bicep?
The bicep just popped off the bone.
Oh my god. That's like can't be true.
Yeah.
Really?
And he was holding his arm like, ugh. And Robert Downey went and consoled him. And they had a cuddle puddle. I'm gonna have to Google that.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
They were in a cuddle puddle, dog. He had to take care of him.
You have to tell him, you're really not Captain America.
No, you're not Captain America, bro. It's just a movie, man. I get it. None of us are winning Oscars here. You gotta relax, dude. So, and Chris was like, nah, the scene was awesome. So real quick, let's see. I made a note that suitless T'Challa was a sick battle. So finally, they snap Bucky out of it, and Bucky's like, "I don't know what happened." He's like, "Man, I must have this trigger." And Cap and Falcon are kind of like, "Yeah, what are we gonna do now?" And Bucky tells him the story of the infinite Winter Soldiers. There's a quick scene where
you see a bunch of Winter Soldiers.
Yeah, they've just been producing Winter Soldiers. It makes me think I didn't think that Bucky had the super soldier serum in him, but apparently he has some form of it.
Yeah, because he's pretty legit.
But he's not Cap legit, but he's like pretty legit,
I kind of thought he was. I thought he was
if Cap level.
If him and Cap fought,
which they did in Winter Soldier,
but I think he would give him rough for his money.
Yeah, and plus Cap would just. If Cap fought Bucky straight up, like taking out, "Oh, I'm afraid I'm not going to fight you," bullshit. I think it would be a stalemate. Probably. But now apparently there's a whole team of Winter Soldiers that's been active and reactive throughout the years. And it's like, where have these guys been?
And where are they? Like, are we going to see
Why weren't they deployed during the whole Avengers, like, alien cavalcade? Were they on ice then? That's weird. So they're like, okay, I think Zemo's going after that. At this point, they know who their villain is, and they're like, we have to go stop him, right? So then we get the introduction of Peter Parker in Queens.
This is at the airport, right?
Oh no, this is when they go to Tony Stark goes to Aunt May's house.
Oh, to give him the suit.
Yeah,
got you.
To say, hey, this is what we want to do.
Yeah, come
with us to Germany. I'm gonna hook you up. And I thought it was pretty quaint, kind of like introduction to a character.
I liked it.
Not T'Challa level.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
You got to see Aunt May. You got to see little clips of him being Spider-Man proto suit.
Yeah.
Like what I was saying earlier, like made out of scraps.
Yeah. And
him spray painting a spider on his chest.
Sweatshirt and all this.
Very stuff. Scarlet Spider-y.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Tony's like, oh yeah, I figured out you were Spider-Man. Like, no problem.
How did you know?
How did you know?
I'm not Spider-Man.
I'm not Spider-Man.
Look, buddy, I'm Tony Stark.
Look,
I know
man,
this thing.
I'm Stark. I keep an eye on this stuff now. I've been watching you for months. You're cool. I just didn't want to have to use you, but apparently...
Oh, and by the way, you need a new suit, because your suit is horrible.
By the way, your suit's trash.
It's garbage.
And this is coming from Iron Man. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to hook you up with a suit. You tell me what you want on it. I'm going to put extras. You're going to be balling. We're going to ball you out. This is Pimp My Spider-Man. Spider-Man's like, bet.
All right, cool.
What about Aunt May? I'll take care of your Aunt May.
Just step outside for a minute.
Just step outside for a minute. Which I thought was the weirdest vibe. And Pete's like, nah, man.
It is kind of weird because this whole time you think Aunt May is like this older lady.
Aunt May is hot as hell,
She's
dude.
super hot, dude.
I was watching this movie the other day.
Damn.
It's called Before the Devil Knows You're Dead. It's with Philip Seymour Hoffman and Marissa Tomei, who plays Aunt May.
Yeah.
She is so hot in that movie, dude.
Smoking, man.
Smoking damn hot. And it's unfair. And it's like, and they try to ugly her up and make her more auntie.
Like a little, but heavy clothes.
Heavy clothes, big glasses, baggy.
But
it
doesn't work, no.
Nah.
She's a hottie.
Nah, you might as well, no. She's out of control. And Tony's like, yo, your aunt though. He's like, but it's my aunt, man.
It's my aunt, yeah, I know.
You want this suit, bro?
How bad do you want this
suit? How bad do you want this suit, bro? Because me and your aunt gonna have to go out. I'm gonna tell her you're Spider-Man unless you down.
Okay, fine.
Fine. Just treat her nice, all right? I'm gonna tell Pepper. He's like, all right, stalemate. I don't want to talk to her. So, right. So we get to, let's see. I made a note. Tony figured out who Spider-Man was, no problem. Right? Like, what? It's like a comic book secret for decades. And Tony's just like, yeah, you're dumb. You need to cover your tracks more better. And then we see Hawkeye enter the fray. And he goes to bail out Scarlet Witch, because this whole time Vision's been kind of like keeping Scarlet Witch at the house because she's the pariah.
Trying to trick her to stay.
Trick her to stay, right? So, and then you see Scarlet Witch pretty much one-shot Vision.
Like that surprised me.
What?
At the same time, I'm wondering if Vision kind of let her do it.
Yeah.
It's just a Mind Stone. You tell me the Mind Stone
can't defeat Scarlet Witch?
Scarlet Witch is dope, but
Scarlet Witch
that threw me off. I was like, wow.
I think he wasn't trying as hard as he wanted to.
I don't think so either. You're right.
I think I agree with you. It's like, if they really went head to head, it would destroy the building because Vision on a power level is nuts. But so is Scarlet Witch.
But she wouldn't just take him down that easy.
She wouldn't just take him down. Because between Scarlet Witch and Vision, outside of Thor and Hulk, they're the strongest characters in this kind of fight, right? The rest of them are kind of just human-based with augmentations, but they're legit, like, next level.
They're like gods.
They're like a below cosmic level because they can't breathe in space. Well, Vision probably can. Damn it. So, after they bail out Wanda, there's the airport scene.
Yeah, that's the
pinnacle airport scene.
That's when you're like, okay, this shit just got real.
Shit just got real, right?
Just got real.
So we lead up to that. You see Ant-Man's entered the fray, and he's pretty funny, and it's Paul Rudd doing his thing. And you come up to the lineup, and everybody's walking towards each other.
That's what everybody was waiting for. That's
the introduction of Spider-Man in full costume, doing his Spider-Man thing. Do you want to punch your way out of this scenario? And it jumps off, and everyone's like, are we really doing this? We're buddies. I guess we have to do it, right?
Because Captain America, they're trying to get to that airplane, right?
Right.
So they're trying to impede them with the airplane.
And they're impeding.
I wouldn't say they were really fighting like heads on. They're just more
They're like sparring, kind of.
Because
no one wanted blood. The only people who wanted blood was Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther wanted to kill Bucky.
Wanted to kill Bucky. He wanted him to die.
Yeah.
Everyone else was like...
It's like we're still friends, right? Okay.
Do the whole thing. They're like, stop pulling your punches.
Yeah.
Stop playing. Like, this is not a practice. You know what I'm saying?
It was still exciting, though.
It was so sick, dude. It was like... It was like the Avengers movie times 10.
It was.
Because you saw Spider-Man fighting pretty much single-handedly, easily defeating Bucky and Falcon.
Yeah, I just think they didn't know what to expect. They were like, "Who
is that guy?" And he's and Bucky swung at him full power. Spider-Man just grabbed it with one arm. Didn't struggle. Oh, that's pretty cool. You have a metal arm. Like how strong is this kid? What? This punch would knock down a metal door. Like
that's Spider-Man.
That's Spider-Man. And then you have like Captain America, fighting Spider-Man and like kind of. Not being stronger than him, but being kind of more seasoned than him.
Yeah, he
outwitted him.
He outfought him.
He outfought him. Was like, hey kid, you're pretty cool. And everyone was just stay down, right? And then you have, of course, Black Panther literally doing like a Tekken style hunting hawk triple kick onto Cap's shield.
Yeah.
And you're like, this dude is just out of control. Like what is that?
You know who I kind of thought were going to go at it? Spider-Man and Black Panther.
I know, right? But they're on the same team.
Yeah,
and they really didn't know each other.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
That would have been awesome
if they just sparred a little bit. But
and then you have the Giant Man scene where
he reverses.
Reverses polarity.
Yeah,
and becomes Giant Man. Which
that
is
kind
a
of
comics thing.
Yeah, because in the comics he does do Giant Man, right?
Yeah, he turns into Goliath.
I didn't think he was going to do that in the movie.
They didn't have any inclination that was going to happen.
Oh, so when I saw that, I was like,
what? Wow. They're going Giant Man? Sick, dude. Like, okay.
And Spider-Man is webbing around him trying to...
Like, hey, guys, you ever seen that movie? Where they have the speeders? and they have 4 legs? It's like, they do everything but to say the Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, that kid, he might have a point.
And I was like, who brought this kid, dude? And Tony's like, I didn't check his ID, man. He's probably like 15 or something. It works. Spider-Man wins the day.
He does.
They take out Paul Rudd. And then there's the confrontation between Bucky, Cap, and Black Widow, who's been kind of going back and forth the entire film.
So she was gonna impede them from getting on the.
But she had a second. She thought, and then she saw Black Panther, who knew like if Black Panther called up to these guys, he's going to kill both of them. Mm-hmm. So she decided to impede him and continue the film
and allow them to get on the plane
and allow them to go. Right. So at that point, we actually get to the weird, like Antarctica base or wherever that was.
Yeah, that threw me off a little bit.
Oh, okay. Where there was a final confrontation between Bucky, Cap, and Zemo. Finally, Tony figured out what was happening and was going to go see them as well. And Black Panther figured out what was happening and was following Tony. In his weird stealth airplane that was something out of Star Trek. Like, what kind of tech is this, right? It's so dumb. And then you have the revelation of what the true plan was from the jump.
Yeah.
How did you feel about how that all shook out?
I think it worked out great because through all the Marvel movies, you kind of see Cap and Iron Man. They kind of always butt heads a little bit and they kind of like put on a suit, but then they're not going to really fight each other.
Right.
And I like, in order for you to get these friends to actually go at each other, it has to be something deep.
It has to be something crazy, right?
So for the Russian bad guy, what's his name? Zemo. For him to know that information and to allow Cap and Iron Man to like, okay, did this guy kill you knew this?
Yeah.
Like, so that will piss me, like, it brings me down to my level.
Can you blame Tony?
No, because that would piss me off.
Yeah.
And
it would send you into a rage, right?
You would just see red. So that's the only way I think that they could have gotten
to that point,
to that max level where you have to fight.
Because they're friends enough to talk about it.
Exactly.
Tony is smart enough
to try to
rationalize it.
But when you got to the death of your parents,
of your mom,
and Cap knew about it,
and Cap knew, and the guy who killed him was right there.
That's what it would take for them to send him over the edge.
And that's really what Baron Zemo was about the whole time.
That was his whole purpose. If
he was
not
like,
for anything, that was it.
He's like, I would never be able to fight these dudes straight up. No one can, right? The way you defeat a force like this is espionage. It's to destroy it from the inside out. And that was his plan from the jump. And that's really what sways you if you want to be on Team Tony to be Team Tony. It's because who in that position wouldn't freak the hell out?
Right? Like, and it brought it
down. It don't matter who it was. It could be your brother. It could be your best friend. It could be anyone. It could be your father saying that.
You're so angry.
You're so angry, and you're just like, it's over. I need to kill this man because he killed my mom. He killed my parents. He killed whatever. And so Baron slurps off and does his weird bad guy escape and just leaves them to deal with it, right?
You guys got it now.
Hey, guys, he is not the father. I'm Maury Povich. I'm out.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. I'm out. Hey, I'm behind like a titanium door.
What did you think about that fight scene? About Iron Man?
Oh, man, that fight scene was epic, dude.
Did you like it?
I love that fight scene, dude.
I liked it when Bucky was fighting too, because of course, Captain America has mad hands. He
has infinite hands, right? He can pretty much go with anybody.
So Captain America and Iron Man and Bucky, I like that. But after Iron Man tore his arm off, and then it's just Captain America and Iron Man.
That was crazy.
It was crazy, but I swore Iron Man should have just smoked that fool, dude.
No, what happened? I'm gonna break it down. This is what happened.
He should have destroyed
when
him.
It was Iron Man versus Cap/Bucky combo time, and they were trading off the shield and jacking them up at super speed.
That was tight because Iron Man was still getting
Iron Man, even if he's in his giant mech suit, he's still a human who has human reflexes.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to be like, where is it coming from? Yeah. And you're getting constantly doubled up, right? Mm-hmm. So eventually, like you said, Captain America just chops off his metal arm, Bucky's metal arm, and Bucky's out of effect.
He's out of it.
So, and then Captain America still being Iron Man still being a human is still fighting Cap, who's just out fighting him. Yeah. He can fight better than him. And then via the comic books, he studies his attack patterns.
Iron Man does.
Yeah, okay. And then gets the upper hand. Yeah. Because he's like, okay, you're going to do this, that, repulsor blast, it's over, right? Yeah. And to the life of me, because when I reviewed this movie, I kind of skipped it. I don't remember how Cap got the upper hand after that.
Because Iron Man's suit started losing power.
Oh, because it was super damaged, right? It was
damaged from the double team. Yeah. So I think if Iron Man was 100% and then Captain America was 100%, I think Iron Man would give it to him.
Iron Man would give it to him because it's like you can have, if Bruce Lee fought RoboCop, Bruce Lee's not going to win hand to hand, right?
He's a metal, and he has blasters in his hand. He has a blaster out of his chest.
Yeah, what do you do, right?
So I mean, I get it that Iron Man's suit was like broken down a little bit, and he was just Captain America just gave him the business.
Captain America was literally for a split second lost control. Yeah. And was going to kill him.
You almost killed him.
But he decided to rupture his arc reactor and leave him pretty much destroyed.
Yeah, because it damaged his suit.
During this whole thing, it's my favorite scene in the movie. Mm-hmm. Panther catches up with Baron Zemo, and Baron Zemo's on his way. Is actually thinking of committing suicide. He's sitting on top of the base, and he kind of gives his origin story. Like, the reason I'm doing this is because the Avengers in Sokovia were so irresponsible that they killed my father and my family.
And you can kind of relate to that too, right?
How can you be mad at a guy for not wanting revenge? And
makes it tough.
Black Panther's like, I get that, but you killed my dad, you know? He's like, well, I do apologize for that because I was part of the situation. How would I know that you're the damn Black Panther and you will come back after me? And Black Panther's like, look, your whole plan was to have the Avengers fall under the being consumed by rage, being consumed by vengeance. They're being consumed by vengeance. You're consumed by vengeance. I'm not going to let myself fall for that. I'm above it. I'm going to let justice do its thing. Yeah. And then Baron Zemo tries to kill himself, but Black Panther blocks it. And it's like, nah, the living still have plans for you, is what he said. I think that's a very poignant scene. Yeah. You can see Black Panther welling up as Homeboy's talking about his dad. Yeah. And it's just Chadwick Boseman kind of giving you a taste of what he's going to bring to the character.
Exactly.
And it's my favorite scene of the movie, outside of all the cool fight scenes. It's the most quiet, character-driven.
Because you have all these superheroes, and you finally realize, man, they're human. They're human.
Yeah, these are human beings. The villains are human beings. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you're like Thanos and you're like some next level problem.
You have no emotions or anything.
But I love a villain that's relatable. Yeah. That you can be like, I can see that.
Yeah, I'm not really that mad at him now.
I'm maybe not going to blow up the UN, but you can handle that differently. Yeah. So, coming to a close, all the other Avengers that were part of the whole airport thing were captured on this weird underwater raft base.
Yeah.
And
Vision wasn't captured, was he?
Nah. Vision was part of the good guys. Was part of Team Stark.
Also, Team Cap.
Everybody from Team Cap was captured.
Got you.
War Machine was paralyzed from the waist down.
He fell out from the sky, right?
Yeah, because Vision accidentally hit him. And he literally fell within the metal suit that broke his waist with the hip down. Yeah. So that was crazy. I didn't think they were going to do that.
I didn't expect that either.
So the end of the movie is kind of a recap. We go in Baron Zemo's capture, and some snurvy dude from the UN is like, yeah, you lost. He's like, really, did I? And that makes me want to broach the question, did Zemo win?
Yeah. At that time, he won because
he accomplished what he wanted to do.
They were literally broken up.
The team was fractured, right?
The team was half.
There was no Avengers at that point.
Cap and Iron Man hate each other.
There's no Avengers as it were before.
None.
Right? So he won, I think. I think he accomplished what he wanted to do.
I agree.
And he's not dead. So there's more Zemo to come if they decide.
We'll see. I don't think he's going to stand a chance if they go into the Thanos.
No one knows what's going to shake down once Thanos is done. How do you outdo that? You just end the Marvel Cinematic Universe and just say...
after Thanos, you mean?
After Thanos. What do you do after that?
I'm assuming Robert Downey Jr. is going to retire from Iron Man.
And, I mean, everybody wants to retire. Like, Chris Evans wants to retire.
He's going to have to, because they can't play Iron Man in forever.
Chris Hemsworth wants to retire.
I honestly believe after
Scarlett Johansson's getting older.
After the Thanos one, it's
I think that's it. And I think that would be the perfect end to this experiment.
It was great.
It would end perfectly, right? Like, there's a couple of bad eggs here and there, like Thor: The Dark World. Some people don't like First Avenger. I love First Avenger.
I thought it was tight.
Iron Man 2, some people didn't like.
I didn't like Iron Man 2. I liked Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3 was a nice better story. But if they were to end it at whatever Avengers 4 is going to be, just end it. 10-year experiment, billions of dollars made. This is the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a whole.
And then you make a packaged Blu-ray of
I was just going to say that.
Make a packaged Blu-ray of
all the Marvel. Can you imagine the box set?
How much would that be, you think?
I think it would be like $300.
Probably. It would have to, because there's so many...
Marvel Universe.
From the beginning.
From Iron Man to Avengers 4.
Oh, that would be awesome, dude.
Can you imagine what would that be? Can you imagine the movie night that would be? The movie weekend?
It would have to be a weekend.
The movie weekend.
Too many DVDs, man.
Too many DVDs. And you have Guardians, you have all the weird stuff, and you have to watch the Netflix shows too.
Oh, right.
It would be everything. Would be all the Netflix stuff.
Did you see The Defenders?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
No.
You didn't like it? What? Why not?
I didn't like it, dude.
Why?
Because the plot was forced. It insisted upon itself, man. I didn't like Sigourney Weaver's character.
No, I didn't like it.
I didn't like that the main villain was no one from the comics. It could have been 101 different people. Yeah. It could have been Madame Hydra. It could have been some dude from The Hand. It could have been the Mandarin. Dude, could have did something with it. I don't know. It could have been anyone.
I thought it was so dope, dude.
Don't get me wrong. There's scenes that are good. Like the introduction of Donnie Rand and Luke Cage was a good scene.
Yeah, when they were
where he iron fisted his face.
Yeah,
he's like,
what the hell? That shit hurt.
He could pack a punch.
That shit hurt.
He could pack a punch. Hurt like a motherfucker. This white boy got skills. You know, like
I thought it was dope.
Elektra being like this next level, a super assassin at this point.
Did they survive at the end? Do you think?
Yeah, Madame Gao is not going anywhere, dude.
No, did Elektra and Daredevil survive?
Oh yeah, at the very end, you see Matt Murdock in spoilers. You see Matt Murdock in like a nursing home or something like that. He's all jacked up and bandaged. Remember that the very very final scene?
Yeah, but Elektra, did she survive soon?
Someone had Matt wouldn't have gotten himself out without trying to get her out, and vice versa. Yeah, I think so. I think Elektra. She can't die at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like in Iron Fist, the guy, once you go through that resurrection, you can't really die.
You're forever eternal.
You keep coming back more zombified and more weird.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to see a lot more Elektra. You're going to see more Danny. You're going to see more. Hopefully we'll get Bullseye finally. Damn it.
They have to. Probably the next
Just bring in Bullseye, dude. Make him cool. But anywho, movie ends with Cap breaking out the Cap Avengers. And saying, Tony, I'm sorry. He sends him like a little note or something, like a breakup note.
Was it a tape or something?
Like a tape or something. It's like, look, man, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I was being a coward because I didn't tell you straight up.
Yeah.
and you can be mad at me. That's fine. And we can't really be out there anymore because literally I'm a fugitive. Because no matter what, the law still happened.
Yeah.
But if anything jumps off and it's outside of your control, we'll be there.
The Avengers will be there. I thought it ended well.
Ended it well, right?
Because it'll be an easy segue to this, whatever's going to happen. Something tragic is going to happen to the world, where they're going to say, "Okay, we pardon you guys of all your sins. We need your help now."
What are you going to do? Like, so it's a normal day in the fleet of Thanos ships that shows up over like.
You better call the Avengers.
If Cap shows up like I'm ready to fight, you're not going to arrest him.
You're arrested.
Hey,
get back here.
You're a national fugitive.
Like, no.
Going to jail. No.
I need your help, bro.
Come on.
Save me.
the earth. Please save me.
Save me. Get me out of here, bro.
The president's like, don't save America, save me.
Jeez Louise.
So like, yeah, I don't see that being a problem. I think they're going to like where they've been, like where Cap has been for how many odd years it's been in between. Because Homecoming happens a little bit after Civil War, right? Did you see Spider-Man Homecoming?
You think it happens after Civil War?
Because in the very beginning of Homecoming, he's videotaping the whole thing.
Yeah, you're right.
So he's already back from it. And Tony's like, hey.
I don't understand that part because Tony, his demeanor was his normal demeanor.
But he was still kind of bruised up too.
Yeah, but wouldn't you have a different demeanor?
I think
if you went through all that drama with your best friend, found out who killed your parents, even Tony Stark is.
I think Tony puts up appearances. I think
maybe
no one sees the real Tony Stark.
Yeah,
and I think like for this kid who idolizes him, he's gonna be like, I'm gonna be swag Tony. And the moment this kid gets out the car, I'm gonna just think about that shit.
You know what I think? I don't know why, but I think it's new Black Panther. There's gonna be an Iron Man.
What do you mean?
I think he's gonna try to find out where the guy is, the Winter Soldier is.
You mean Zemo or Winter Soldier?
Iron Man's gonna find out that Black Panther has the Winter Soldier.
Oh,
and I think he's gonna try to go
the
get
end
him.
scene.
I think so.
I think that would be Tony would be a fool to try to go after Wakanda. No one goes into Wakanda causing trouble.
Well, I don't think
nobody.
I don't think he's gonna go in there and try to kill anybody. But I think he's gonna be like, "Hey, where's this Winter Soldier at, man?
I know you got him in there somewhere. I'm not. Don't. This is not a threat.
I don't want to fight. It'll be interesting because you gotta have something.
There has to be a connective tissue.
Something has to be connected.
I think that T'Challa's going to reach back out to Cap and be like, I'm housing the Winter Soldier. I have him on ice. We figured out how to get that brainwash crap out of his head. We built him this new sick vibranium arm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's legit, and he'll be fine. Yeah, the Earth is going to explode. I guess that includes Wakanda too. Let's do it.
Yeah,
let's team up.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
No,
I haven't seen too many spoilers with that one though.
Nah, me either. Do you think there's going to be any super secret characters in Infinity War? Like no one even knows. That's not on anybody's radar.
There has to maybe villains. I don't think any more super. I think all the superheroes
we've seen. I've been shown.
Doctor Strange will be
Doctor
there.
Strange, the Guardians, Thor.
They'll be. I don't think they have enough time to introduce.
You think they would introduce like Namor or something like that? The Submariner?
I don't think so.
Do you think we may get an X?
That would be dope, man. That would be dope. Just to have a quick scene of the squad.
Just 2 seconds.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It would be dope. It would be dope.
2 seconds.
Because there's going to be an epic battle scene where all the Avengers and all these evil are just they'll be fighting in different places. Some be fighting in Europe, some be fighting here. They'll be fighting in totally different places.
What makes me think of this is remember the X-Men 90s cartoon. Remember the Dark Phoenix saga?
Yeah.
Where all the heroes are trying to fight off the onslaught of Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
And for a split second, you see Spider-Man's hand in the shadow.
Yeah.
And it goes twit. And as a kid, you lost your damn mind.
You were like, is that Spider-Man?
So I think in this movie, for a split second, if you saw some lady get mugged in an alley and all you saw was a hand and an arm go shink, and you see the Wolverine like claws.
Marvel would have to be very careful with that only because
of the rights thing. But what if they work something out
with the rights and they're dedicated? So if they have somebody that comes in that's going to be a cameo of somebody, they're going to have to stick with that character for a X-Men movie or a Wolverine.
Or a crossover. What if Avengers 4 is the crossover?
To what? X-Men?
To X-Men being introduced into the Thanos fight.
I'm not. Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible.
They would have to be strict with their cast.
They would have to be so strict. You think Hugh Jackman would do it?
Hell no, he's done, dude.
I think he would do it. I remember in an
done.
interview, he said, the only way I will come back is if I get to fight Hulk. The only way I will come back to the role is if I get to fight Hulk. That's the hypest thing I always wanted to do it. Can't do it. That's the only way you guys get me.
A
back.
lot of people are gonna hate me for saying this, but I never liked Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I never did.
You know what?
He's the ultimate pretty boy. He's super
You know
soft.
what? Wolverine's ultra ugly, dog.
Right.
In the comics, he's super ugly,
And he's
dog.
grungy and like
he's short.
He's yoked.
He's yoked, and he's like a little. He's like a little shit house. He's like a brick house.
He's stocky.
He's stocky.
Hugh Jackman is not that, man.
Hugh Jackman's real tall and handsome.
He's a pretty boy, dude. I look into his eyes.
Look into his eyes, and you melt.
amazing.
You're gonna do whatever he tells you to
You're
do,
not the
right?
Wolverine, dude.
Yeah, I think they're gonna recast all them cats, dude, if they get the rights. You know what I'm saying? So to wrap it up, Avengers. Just the two end scenes we kind of mentioned it before. There's a quick scene of T'Challa working on the Winter Soldier in Wakanda. Mm-hmm. You see the big ass black lion, black lion, the Black Panther.
Yeah.
And there's the second scene where Peter Parker is messing around with his web shooter, and it makes the Spider-Man symbol on the wall, which is a comic book thing. It's not something they made up, and that's the film.
Yeah, awesome film, great film.
Overall, what you think?
Like I said, out of all the Marvel ones, this is my favorite.
Yeah,
I was an action overload, and I was glued to the screen, literally.
Yeah, I remember seeing it for the first time, and I was at the IPEX in Pasadena.
Okay.
I love that theater; it's so good. And the scene where it was the airport scene, you saw Spider-Man swinging around, and it made me think of all the times I wish I saw that in Iron Man, or it almost made me well up. I was just like, "This is comic books. This is what I've."
It was awesome.
This is what I've imagined when I was a kid playing with toys. Right?
It was the directors and screenwriters giving the audience what they want, because they know what we want to see.
They know what we want.
They know what we want to see.
That is the beauty of Marvel.
Exactly.
It's that these aren't directors who want to make their vision. These are guys who write the comics. These are guys who draw the comics. These are dudes who eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff. And they know what we want because it's what they want.
And they gave it to us.
And they give it to us every single time.
It makes me so excited for this next one.
I'm gonna scream.
How are they gonna? Because Marvel has been moving up every movie they've gone.
It's been an uptick, right?
What are they gonna do now, man?
I know. I saw the trailer that they showed at Comic-Con for Infinity War. All I'm gonna say,
Infinity War.
That's what it's called. The Avengers 4 Infinity War.
I haven't even seen it.
No, it's not out.
How'd you see it?
I saw it because of nefarious ways. I had to know.
How does it look?
All I'm going to say, there's a scene where Thanos reaches behind himself, grabs his arm, and pulls down, and you just start seeing a planet come closer to the Earth.
Oh, wow.
He yanks a planet out the sky to throw it at the Avengers. That's all I saw. And I saw Spider-Man in his new suit. It just looks dumb. I can't comprehend what's happening. It was on a shitty cam at D23, and so I didn't see a clear HD version of it, but I just saw Thanos getting loose, and it looks the most beastly thing I've ever seen in my life.
That guy, man?
In the comics, he wins. In Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos legit wins, and he decides not to do it. He sets everything back to normal.
Oh, he changes his mind.
They don't defeat Thanos. He gives up.
Because he has good in his heart.
Because the only reason he did it is because he loves death, and death is like, show me a sign of your devotion. So he literally kills half the universe, the half that we're not on.
Oh shit!
And it's like a call to action. Like, if you care about life, we need to stop this dude. They all come together. Adam Warlock, the Avengers, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, the Shi'ar, the Skrull, Galactus, whoever, all to fight Infinity Gauntlet Thanos and lose. And death shuns his affection. That's not enough. You're still alive. If you truly love me, you'll kill yourself and be with me in death. And he was like, that's bullshit, dude. I literally destroyed the universe. And now you saying that's not enough? Fine, I'm over it. Snaps his finger, everything goes back to normal. And he gives up the Infinity Gauntlet, or something like that happens. So
wow, there's no way they can end the movie like that, though.
Can you imagine if Avengers 3 ended on a cliffhanger where he just obliterates the universe? And that's the to be continued. That'll be the biggest cliffhanger in movie history.
And that's the way to get people to come to see the next one, I'll tell you that.
Who's not going to go see what happens?
You got to.
So, Am I hyped for Avengers Infinity War?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I hyped for Thanos Ragnarok, which is a direct lead up to Infinity War? Yes, because it's Thor and Hulk fighting Hela, which is pretty much Marvel's version of Death.
Yeah.
And it's Kate Blanchett, and she's going to rock it. And supposedly Doctor Strange has a cameo in that movie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That should be dope.
So I'm super hyped for it. Okay, now we're going to take this time to really quick go over Team Cap or Team Stark.
Team Stark, 100%. No question.
I need a one-sentence reason why.
It's logical. Like, yeah, Avengers, you guys screw up a lot of stuff in this world, man. So we're going to keep you... I'm not saying, like, as a government... We need to control these people because they're killing our shit and they're not paying for it. We just blew up this building,
Stop
bro.
breaking her shit.
Yeah, it was an accident. Yeah, you saved their lives. It was an accident.
Stop
but honestly,
breaking her stuff.
Who's gonna clean that up, bro? So I get the whole the Accords. I get that. I would have signed off on it. I'm team
100%.
I'm Team Stark.
All right. I don't mean to be a contrarian or a devil's advocate, but I'm Team Cap.
Oh, that was a shocker.
Oh, whatever. Whatever.
Why?
Why? Because Cap is right. A power of that magnitude can't be controlled by normal men. It takes the power of the wielder to understand the power. If it's like the nuclear deterrent. If every country had nuclear weapons, one country is going to be irresponsible enough to use them.
But I think Cap misunderstood what the Accords were about, though. It's like, say if something's
it's government mandated control.
If something's happening and wherever, and then the Avengers say, "Oh, I want to go save these people," and the government, whatever the Accords say, they agree. Okay, yeah, you should go save them. Yeah, fine. I don't think the Accord can be like, "I want you to intervene in something that has nothing to do with it."
I think it can. I think it say, okay, if there's something jumping off, and they have to wait for the Accords to grant them amnesty into this country, that could take days. That could take weeks.
Fine,
people could die.
True. However, I agree with that because if they're not liable, they're not liable for anything. They can do whatever they want and just ruin a whole Sokovia, like a friggin' island just flying in the sky.
That wasn't their fault. That was Ultron's fault.
Fine, and then who's Ultron's fault?
Tony Stark's.
Fine, that's why Tony Stark wanted to sign on it. He was like, you know what, you're right.
But it's like it has to be a happy balance. There has to be a veto of the Avengers. You can't just have it be clean government mandate because the governments are corrupt.
That's what I think it was. I don't think the government can be like, well, I want you to kill this guy. And the Avengers they wouldn't have done it. They were like, kill him for what?
Right.
He's like, no, we control you. You can do it. And
we want you to occupy this country that we're having issue with.
I don't think the Avengers would have done it.
Can you imagine if like the Avengers went to like Israel and just occupied Israel because America wanted them to do it? Or occupied ISIS or something like that?
I get that part of the argument. But
That's
I don't think that's what the Accords were about. I honestly believe the Accords were just to like, hey, if we need you, we need you. But don't just volunteer yourself. If we don't need you, if we have plans in place, we have an army, we have a strategy. If we don't need you, we don't need you. Don't just...
It was funny is that in the comics, which kind of answered this question, there was a government liaison that stayed with the Avengers. His name was Henry Gyrick. He was an X-Men character. And he was kind of like the government middleman between the Avengers doing whatever the hell they want. And, the government giving them some feedback. So he would be there to say, the X-Men are blowing up Manhattan. You guys should probably try to quell that. The government guy would be like, no, don't interfere because that would be bad press. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, and they would have to take what he said into consideration. But it's not going to stop them from jumping in the Quinjet and going to do whatever they wanted to do in the first place. True. So I think if there was a happy middle ground where the government can have some say in their involvement, but it not be the end-all, be-all.
And that's where it starts, is at least showing some kind of understanding by signing the Accords.
I can agree to that.
If you never sign the Accord, it tells the government, okay...
Screw you, pretty much, right?
Yeah, right? Like, do something.
And it's a sign of aggression to not do it.
Exactly.
But
that's why I'm...
Thank you, phone.
That's why I'm with Team Tony.
I'm still with Team Cap, just because there has to be a revision of those Accords, depending on how they were written.
Probably.
But the thing about Cap is, I don't even know if he took the time to read them.
He probably didn't. They just talked about it.
He got mad.
Like, dude, did you even read these, bro?
Did you read this? This is how
look at the third page. Oh, okay. Maybe,
I don't care. I don't want to do it. I don't care. Cool. Good review, man. This is the first one. I'm extremely happy on the way it shook out. Jonathan, where can we find you? John?
Oh, I'm on Instagram, Quest Nexus.
Quest Nexus
on Instagram.
Follow your boy.
Follow me.
If you like weightlifting and cooking and being an overall awesome dad.
Yeah.
I saw him cook a meat. That meat was spiced out.
I dabble a little bit. I'm not like Chef Ramsay or anything like that, but I
it's
dabble
next level. You want to see like swole cooking. That's all you need to do is check out Quest.
Hey,
Quest
Mike,
Nexus.
I appreciate you having me on your show, man.
Anytime. If you ever want to come back to do another one of these, man.
Absolutely.
You're official master of the Nerdiverse now.
Yes, sir.
I got to get you the team jacket and the Dakota ring. In the Master of the Universe shades.
Yes.
The Nerdiverse shades, rather.
When we get called upon.
When we get called upon.
We'll be there.
to set these nerds straight. when they may be confused on an issue, they call the Masters.
The Masters of the Nerdiverse.
Masters of the Nerdiverse. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube. Amazon Alexa has us now. Robots understand that we're awesome. So please follow me on Twitter. You can also follow, and that is at MNerdiverse. That's at M, the word Nerdiverse spelled out. And I am happy to close out this podcast, this review.
All right.
Thank you for having me on. And as always, I ask you to go that one step beyond.